Hi everyone, Assassin Gaming here and welcome to the upload. Today we're starting episode 3 of Satisfactory Update 8. Now, I do apologize for not uploading recently. I was down with a very nasty cold, but I am fully recovered and will be resuming my uploads. So, with that being said, I do have an announcement to make. We have reached over 100 subscribers, so even though it's a little bit late, we will do something to celebrate. And I am considering doing a live. Don't hold me to that just yet because I need to test a few things out. And what I plan to do is a Space Engineers version of the hub. So comment down below what you think about that idea. So, what is on the agenda for today? Well, the agenda for today is to sort out our copper facility. And while I was doing some work off camera, I've noticed a problem. So we are also going to be experimenting with the conveyor layout. So what type of problem did I notice? Well, the problem I noticed is that the parts are not being evenly distributed. What do I mean by that? Considering that we have splitters all along here? Well, that's part of the problem. So we have 60 resources coming down this line and it gets split here, which means 30 is going into this one, 15 is going into this one, 7.5, 3.75, you get the idea. And it just gets lower and lower. So not very efficient, if you ask me. So as we build our copper facility, we're going to try a few things out. So, first things first, let's grab some more of the reinforced iron plates. Now, I did force feed these assemblers, so we should have a decent amount of them later. Now, before we go dealing with our copper facilities, we need to deal with our solid biofuel facility, because it's a little bit jammed up at the moment. But before we can do that, we need this. There we go. And I think I'm going to need some more iron plates. Let's go and grab those.
Milestone reached. Improved versions of conveyor belts and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Okay, so as always, we're going to start off with a splitter right in the middle here. Just make sure that is the case. Yep. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put another splitter here. And then I'm going to build 6 smelters right off the bat. Alright, so let's get rid of this. And then we'll put a splitter here and here, followed by one here. So you're probably all starting to wonder, okay, what is going on here? Well, here's the plan. 120 resources will come in through here. And then it will go through these 2 splitters. Now, because we're only using 2, we're going to get an even split of 60 per set of 3 smelters. Which means each smelter will get 20 ores per minute. So let's just quickly get these all connected. Okay, now if you're wondering why I'm using the Mark 1 conveyors here, but a Mark 2 conveyor here, it's mainly because we're only going to have to deal with 20 per smelter. So there's no point in using the expensive Mark II conveyors for this point. So let's just quickly get the power sorted. Okay. Well, at the risk of being an absolute lunatic, why not? At the risk of being a complete lunatic, we are going to fire up the copper mine before we even complete our current facilities. Why? Well, I want to see fully what would happen if all 6 smelters were up and running at full capacity. All right. So actually, you know what? No. We'll have at least the ores on standby very close. And then we'll at least get this section sorted out. All right, so the potential problem we are going to have... Actually, you know what? I've got a better idea. Let's reroute where the power's coming from. And then simply have this disabled. All right. So let's see how it goes here. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, so how are we going to deal with this side? Because we can't do what we done at the iron facility. Why? Well, if we eventually go for a second and then a third floor, we are going to have a extreme bottleneck. So what we're going to do is we are going to have you here. So 1 merger for every 3 smelters. But then it still becomes a problem even if I do it like this. So what we're going to do is a little bit of divide and conquer. So we'll put the merge blocks like that, and then we are going to go with a splitter like this. Now, I'm only using the Mark 1 conveyors because, well, we're only going to be dealing with 30 copper ingots per minute from the smelters, but from this point, I will need the Mark 2s. So what I will do, actually, so 3 of those is 90, split it, that will be 45. So that means we can get away with having a Mark 1 conveyor there. So we'll bring it up that point. And then what we'll do is do a merge like this. Then this line will have to be the Mark II. And this one can be the Mark 1. And then what we can do after that is put a couple of merge blocks up like so. Then we connect to that. And then we use a Mark 1 conveyor for this section. And that way, only 90 will be coming out of the bottom and top conveyors. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do something a bit strange. I am going to disconnect that. And then I'm going to get the miners connected. A bad idea? Yeah, probably, but I want to be able to see a extreme example of a heavy load. So what we might actually do is make these all Mark IIs just to save me a headache later. Actually, no, it won't matter because it's still going to be a bit slow regardless. Alright, so that's filling up nicely. That's good. So, now we need to build our constructors. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a tower of mergers like this. And then connect them up like that. And then I'm going to have a conveyor lift like this. Or at least I would if I put the right thing up top. So we'll have to put a splitter up there. And then what we'll do is put our Mark II conveyor lift there. And I can already hear you all saying, Assassin, aren't you going to have a bottleneck problem here even if you do it like this? Well, yes. There is going to be a bottleneck, but only if I leave it as is. Which, luckily for us, I have no intentions of doing so. Because we're going to do a splitter here. A splitter here. And then what I'm going to do is put another tower of splitters up there. And then we are going to build our constructors like so. Alright, you know what? I was originally going to have only 5 constructors per floor, but I think I'm going to have to make that 6 just to make things easier for when we expand to the second floor. So, we'll have our 6 constructors, and then for every 2 constructors, there will be a splitter. Now, if you're wondering why, I will show you. Because what we need from the copper ingots is both the wire and the copper sheets. And then we're going to be repeating that pattern. So let's just quickly deal with that. So your wire, your copper, then wire and copper. Okay, I don't know what that other piece was there for, but anyways. Then what we'll do is put a splitter here and put another one here. And then you're probably wondering, okay, well, how are you going to bring the resources to the constructors? To answer that question, we just do the reverse of what we've done here, where we put a merge block before these ones. And then what we'll do is put a couple of splitters up like so. No, not on those ones, but on these ones. And then what we'll do is connect these ones up like so. And then the only thing I need to do now is connect the top and bottom back together completely. Now, the reason why I had to put the conveyor lift here was because if I just didn't add this part and had it go all the way to the end, we would not have an even distribution of the parts. So, let's get these ones connected and make sure, yep, that's definitely a Mark II. And we are looking good. Alright. Enjoy this fast forwarding while I quickly connect all of these to power and tell them what to do. Actually, no, I've already told them what to do. What am I saying? Alright. Let's get this connected up to some power. And now for the extreme test. So, in order to do this, I'm going to quickly build a outlook tower, or lookout tower, whichever you prefer. And then I'm going to allow chaos to ensue. Okay, looking good, looking good. Might make these ones and these ones tier 2 after all. Alright, let's have a look here. Okay, so things are being perfectly spread out. Exactly what I like to see. So let's disconnect these smelters and let those empty out. Actually, no. No, we don't need to turn them off. I was only going to turn them off because I thought that things were not being handled well. And apparently that is still the case. Alright, so the problem is here. So what can I do to rectify it? Nothing. Alright. Alright, well, I guess we will disconnect the smelters after all. So let's allow all of these to empty out. And now we need to sort out our lines over here. Alright, so we are going to potentially experience the same problem as we had with the smelters. Because if these are 30 per minute, we're already getting 90 wire per minute. So what we need to do is split it in half right from the get-go. So we'll split it there. There and here. And then what we'll do is we'll have a merge tower like this. Then we'll... You know what? Let's go with Mark IIs. Let's just make just about everything a Mark II. Well, then again, why waste resources when you know full well that once you get rid of the extremeness, that things will be back to normal. So we'll keep 2 Mark 1s here. And then we will change it to Mark IIs for the top and bottom. Then the only thing I need to figure out is how am I going to transport the copper sheets? Alright, so what we're going to do is half the wire will go into storage, half the wire will go into the cable production. And of course, I'm going to have to move all of that. What a pain in the neck. Or can I just squeeze it in? Let's find out, because what we're going to do is a split here, a split here, and the answer is no. Okay. Well, I guess we better move our biomass burners over a little bit. Alrighty, any other shrubs want to pop out through my concrete? I guess that one did. Any others? No? Good. So what we'll do is we are going to do a little bit of prep work, and we are going to build 10 biomass burners. And we will just set them up like so. Alright. I'm going to start putting in the power poles and start connecting wires. So do enjoy the fast forwarding. Okay. Now that everything's up and running, we can now get rid of all of that. And let's hope we now have enough room. Because I really do not want to move the hub or the solid biofuel production facility today. It seems my prayers have been answered. Alright. So. Actually, you know what? Let's very quickly disconnect the mine from power. And then reconnect the power for the smelters. Just so we can have a clean slate. Alright, so what we'll do is we will have a total of 3 constructors. Which will then be split into 3. Okay, no. Let's make it proper. So go 2 back, and there you have it. Okay. So that's effectively the wire sorted. But now we need to not only deal with the copper plates, but also figure out where the hell are we going to store everything. Actually, you know what? Why do I need to think so hard? Because we've already got an inbuilt solution. All I've got to do is put a 2 tall tower like this. And then what we can do is fully utilize our space. I was not meant to connect that just yet, but oh well. Gonna get connected sooner or later. Alright. So we'll use the conveyor ones here. And all I've got to do over here is put the merge blocks down. Like so. And put the Mark II there and put the Mark I there. Then all I've got to do is tell these constructors what to make. So cable, cable, and some more cable, please. Alright. Let us start releasing the pressure valve a little bit. Alright. This is looking good. Let's just start connecting you to power. Alright, so how can we get the wire that's upstairs and the copper sheets that are in the middle? Well, I guess what we can do, we're actually going to have to utilize a different part. So let's build you to there. And then what we're going to do is grab our stackable poles, which we will put there to allow, well, it would allow, but I need more reinforced iron plates. So let's go and grab those real quick. Excellent. All right, so we'll bring it around like this. And then you will connect to there. And then you will connect like so. Okay, now all we gotta do is put our merge block like so. 30 per minute. Well, considering the amount of wire we're currently getting, it's not going to be a problem. Alright, what we gotta do now is build some containers, and then that will be a wrap. Alright, so connect you to there. Then as for you, we'll just twist you around a little bit, and there you go. Alright, now we just gotta wait for everything to empty out, which it looks like it has for the most part. That just looks so beautiful. Okay, well, I think it is safe to say that this layout is a success. Now, I'm not too worried about the build up here for the copper sheets, because these only produce 10 per minute. Alright. So how much have you actually made? Alright. So you've got at least 100 left. You've got 26 left. And you've got 23 left. Okay. Well, while we are waiting for this to fully clear out, let's go about moving with the hub, because it's going to get in the way, I think. And I definitely do not want that to happen. So, let us make this area its new home. Alright. So what I need now is a storage container and store all of that. Why? Well, here's the problem. I am going to run out of space if I didn't do that, because I have all of that to collect. So let us get the hub placed there. And while we're here, let's complete the resource sink bonus program, which thankfully only needs concrete.
Milestone reached. You have been given early access to the Anti-Waste Effort for Stress Testing of Materials on Exoplanets bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards. Examples of bonus content are parts, walls, factory attachments, and cosmetics. Fix-It is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future. Go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
You want to know another name for the awesome sink? The trash can. So, let us put it like this. And then we are going to put a container like so. Then we just connect you to some random power pole, and with that, we now have a garbage disposal unit. Perfect for getting rid of useless items like the flowers. And we're also going to get rid of these circuit boards, and I can already hear you all thinking, Assassin, are you absolutely mental? Isn't that a high-end item? Well, yeah, it is, but I can't use it at the moment. So, better off being used over here. Oh, wow. So, we already have 7 coupons. That is awesome. And I need some screws. Alright, so you've got plenty, you have plenty, and you do not. Okay. Let's take all of those and let's start force feeding these assemblers so that they can make more reinforced iron plates for me. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at the shop. Alright, so we'll definitely need signs later, but apparently I need some quartz. That's going to be a bit of a pain. So from the management, I'm definitely going to be in need of these, as well as the wall power outlet. Foundations, I don't really need any of that for the moment. As for the walls, I definitely need these two. Don't really need anything from here for the time being. Definitely don't need this. What the hell? Okay. Random. A coffee cup. What am I meant to do with a coffee cup? Standard issue cup for melee range. What, am I meant to sledge my enemies with a coffee cup and give them coffee at the same time? Unbelievable. And then we have the lazy department. An area we are not going to be visiting ever again because it is a waste of coupons. So I need 13 coupons. Okay, geez. That is a lot of coupons. Okay, that's amusing that we get 20 for the flowers. Okay, everything looks emptied. So let's see how it goes with normal operations. All right, so while we're waiting, let's degrade a couple of these conveyors. All right, that's looking good. All right, so parts are starting to come in. Okay, I would say, at the risk of tooting my own horn of praises, I think this is going to work out very, very well. So if this is what it's like with a deficiency of 10 ingots for all the smelters per minute, something that we can rectify when we get our better conveyors and miners, we are in a very, very good position. Which means we're going to have to take this type of setup to over here, but not 100% exact. We are going to have to tweak it a little bit, because unlike over here, each section is essentially only making one type of item. So no need for us to stress out too much in regards to having to loop things around and about. So that will be it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to be completely demolishing all of this and rebuilding it. And if things goes well, we will be able to get a start on completing the phase 1 project. So next episode, we'll be dismantling all of that, and we'll also be dismantling our current solid biofuel cell production as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to over here once I demolish the old copper facility, that is. So thank you very much for watching. If you are not yet subscribed, please feel free to subscribe, like, dislike at your own leisure. Comments, feedback, suggestions are more than welcome down in the comments below. Until the next upload, this is Assassin Gamer signing off.